Hey guys, Mikey here. In this video we're going to be covering how to install multiple Vivo Masternodes on the same virtual private server. Now the advantages with this are basically the fact that you can put 2 or more Masternodes on the same virtual server. So your $5 a month virtual server, the cheapest option, you can have maybe 2, maybe 3. I haven't tried up to 4, but you can give it a go. Masternodes on the one server, so it keeps your overall monthly running costs lower and your rewards higher. So let's go ahead and jump into how we do that, guys. Now first of all, we want to go over to our Vultr service. We want to create a new server. Okay, just like doing the single instance, we pick whichever server is closer to you if you want. Ubuntu 18.04 we want to be using. We're going to use the cheapest option again here, okay, and I'm just going to give this one Vivo Multi 2 because I've already got one. Okay, so we're going to deploy that now. See that down here, Vivo Multi 2. Okay, while that's configuring, because that'll take a minute or two to configure, we're going to jump over to our wallet. Okay, we're going to do the same thing as in the other videos for the single nodes. We create a receive. Okay, so let's say label, I'm just going to call this one MN1. Don't need to tick any of these boxes. Request payment. Copy this address, Control C, close that, go to send tab, choose your inputs. Okay. Pay to that wallet. Make sure you're sending exactly 1,000 coins, guys. If you're withdrawing from an exchange, make sure you accommodate for the fees that you may pay from the exchange. Okay, because again, need 1,000 exactly in there. Okay, so we're going to send that now, and we're going to do one payment at a time, and I'm going to show you why in a little while. So we're going to do this payment. Okay. And the reason we want to do one payment at a time is because when we look for our Masternode outputs, every time you send 1,000 coins to your receive wallet, you're going to get an extra Masternode output, and that quickly starts to stack up, and it's easier to keep track of it if you do it one at a time like this, even though we're installing multiple Masternodes on the same server. Okay, so that's done our first 1,000 coin payment. So let's head back over to our virtual private server setup. It's got an IP address and stuff there now, so we can copy this, copy the IP address, go back to our PuTTY program, paste that in there. We'll call it Vivo Multi 2. We'll go save. Okay, it'll add into our list, go open. First time you open it up, you need to click yes. We want to log in as root user. We come back here, copy the password, and then just right click in there and enter, and that'll log you in. Okay. Now the difference with this Masternode setup is we need to tell it how many Masternodes we want to run on the one server, and we need to have our Masternode Genkeys as normal, and we also need to pick a port for it. Okay, so let's go over here to the GitHub, and the command that we want to run for the multi-user setup is this one here. Okay, so this is where it says the commands below that we want to use. So we copy this line here. Okay, Control C that. Come back over to the VPS setup here. Right click again and just press enter. Okay, now while that's happening, we're going to go back to our wallet again. Okay, we're going to go to Tools, Debug Console. And in here, this is where we need to get our Masternode Genkey. Okay, so you need 1 Genkey per Masternode, and you need a Masternode Outputs. Now, you'll see in here I've got 3, and back on this tab I already had 2 Masternodes running. So this is why I advise you to send one payment at a time, so you can find out which of these outputs is the correct one you want to use for your new node, add that in, and then send another payment, get another Masternode output, so on and so forth. So we're going to do that with 2 Masternodes here. This time around, guys, just have a look. So Masternode, back on the installer for the Masternode virtual private server, we're going to do 2 Masternode count. Okay, and it's asking for the private key for 1, which is this one here, Masternode Genkey. Paste that in there. And Masternode port for number 1. Now the default port is 12845. So we're going to use that again here. And enter a private key for a Masternode 2. So that's fine. We can generate another Genkey, Masternode Genkey. And this is Masternode Genkey 2. Okay, I'm going to paste that in there. And this port has to be different from the port that you've already used. Okay, so we're going to go 12846 on this one. If you don't pick a different port, guys, it's not going to work. Okay. Now that will just go through and do its thing. You don't have to do anything else with this. You can close out of this if you want. You can minimize out of it. You can leave it. That's going to take probably, you know, a good half a day or a day to update and install and sync the blockchain. So we don't actually need that anymore. Okay, so we can minimize out of that. And what we need to do now is configure our Masternode Masternode config key. So again, go into File Explorer, go percentage app data percentage. It'll take you to your user profile. Come down to Vivo Core, open the Masternode conf file. Okay, and you'll see here these are the 2 Masternodes that I've got already running. Okay, and this is exactly why I say we should do one lot of payments at a time. Okay, so we're going to call this one Vivo Multi 2, and this alias can obviously be anything, so you can just call it. You can call it MN1 if you want for Masternode 1. Okay, then we come back to our Vultr screen. This is our IP address, so we copy our IP address back to the conf file, paste our IP address in there, and then we put a colon. Our first port was 12845. We can do the second one, so MN2. Again, paste this in, colon, and our second port was 12846. Okay, that's our 2 lines. Put another space. Come back to our wallet, debug. This is our first Genkey. Okay, so Control C to copy. We'll paste it in here. This is our second Masternode Genkey. Control C. Paste that one in here. Make sure you've got a space. Now this is the part where I was saying we need to make sure we track what output we're getting. So the easiest way to do this is kind of see this screen overlapping the top. So these 2 are the ones we've already used. I normally look for the last 3 or 4 digits and characters. So C5D3, which is this one here, we've already used that one. Okay, and 95DF, we've already used that one. So it's this one that we want. Okay, so we double click that, Control C to copy. We put that in our first one, and then we put a space and then the 0 at the end. Okay, now this way is the easiest way to keep it nice and clean because you know as it's going on. So for our second Masternode, what we want to do is come back to our wallet, create another receive. Okay, we'll call this one MN2 amount. Don't need that. Just request payment again. Copy the address. Send. Choose our inputs. Make sure you don't choose your Masternode that you've just set up. Make sure you choose your other change wallet, or again, withdraw from the exchange another 1,000 coins. Okay. Pay to this one. We're going to send 1,000 exactly again. Send that. Hit yes. Okay, you'll see the transaction pop up in your list. And it generally takes not too long. So let's see if the output is there. Masternode outputs. You can see now we've got a 4th one. Again, bring up this file here. Okay, we've already used these 3. We can find the different one here, which is this one. 8252. We'll copy that, put that in there. It's got a 0 at the end. Again, it'll either be 0 or 1, okay? And that's all you need to do, set up multiple master nodes on the same VPS, guys, okay? Simple as that. You can do more than 2 if you wish, and you just follow exactly the same steps, okay? So again, if you were to do the third one on this different VPS, you would put in 3 at the beginning. You would have to generate 3 Genkeys, okay? So Masternode Genkey 3 times. You would have to pick 3 different port numbers, okay? And then what will happen is you save this, you close out of everything. Next time you open the wallet, the masternodes will pop up in here. Okay, and of course, once the virtual private server has fully synced and installed, which you can leave for half a day or a day, you can come in here, you right click on these and you go start alias and go yes, and it'll start them up. They'll go to a pre-enabled state, and then they'll go to enabled state if it's finished and it's synced up completely. So hope that video was very easy to follow, guys. If there's any questions, leave a message in the YouTube vid below. Of course, all the links in the all the links we're going to be using will be in the description below as well, and we'll also put the prerequisite video in there. So if anyone kind of jumps to this video first, doesn't really understand how to get the wallet, all those sort of things, you'll be able to get those as well. So hopefully that makes it nice and easy, guys. Enjoy, good luck, and have fun.